She was the miracle baby, the golden child, the one who was supposed to be the perfect, obedient ending to the Duggar legacy. But the internet just found something my Uncle Jim Bob tried desperately to hide: a secret account, a hidden phone, and a version of Josie Duggar that breaks every single rule in the IBLP handbook. We aren't just talking about a pair of pants here, guys. We are talking about a total double life. I'm Cousin Amy, and I've been saying it for years. You can't cage a bird forever and expect it not to fly away the second the door cracks open. Is Jim Bob furious? Absolutely. Is Michelle devastated? Probably. But the real question is, how did the youngest daughter manage to fool everyone for so long? Let's break down the scandal that proves the big house has officially lost control. Okay, guys, pull up a chair because we need to talk about what just hit the internet. Usually, the Duggar leaks we see are boring, like a recipe or a courtship rumor. But this is different. Screenshots have surfaced from what looks like a private social media account belonging to none other than Josie Duggar. And let me tell you, if Jim Bob saw these, he probably fainted. We're seeing selfies that look nothing like the prairie dress vibe we all remember. We're seeing song lyrics that are definitely not hymns. The internet is going crazy trying to verify if it's really her. But I've known these kids their whole lives. I know that smile. I know those eyes. And honestly, it looks like Josie is living a whole life that the cameras were never supposed to see. In one photo, she's posing with friends who look normal, like public school normal. No modesty undershirts, no chaperone in the background. It's jarring because we still picture her as the tiny baby with the pigtails. But she's a teenager now, and this leak is the first real proof that she isn't just following the script anymore. The bubble has popped. To understand why this is such a massive scandal, you have to remember how Josie started. She was the miracle baby, born at 25 weeks. She was so tiny she fit in a hand. The whole world prayed for her. My aunt and uncle literally view her survival as a direct sign of God's favor on their family. Because of that, Josie was treated differently. She was the precious porcelain doll that couldn't be broken, while the older girls, Jill, Jessa, Jinger, were raising siblings and scrubbing floors. Josie was being coddled. She got away with things the others never could. But here is the flip side of being the miracle. You are also the trophy. Jim Bob holds her up like a prize. So for the miracle baby to be the one caught with a secret Instagram, it's a bigger betrayal than if it were anyone else. It destroys the narrative that God saved her for the IBLP if she uses her second chance at life to be a normal American teenager. That terrifies them. In the Duggar house, the parents don't really parent. The sister moms do. Jill raised Joy. Jessa raised Jinger. You get the drift. But by the time Josie was growing up, all the strict sister moms were gone. They got married and moved out. So who was watching Josie? Jana. Poor Jana, who has been raising kids for 20 years. But even Jana gets tired. And honestly, I think the buddy system broke down with Josie. There wasn't a team of older sisters hovering over her shoulder every second, checking her pockets for contraband. The gap in supervision allowed this to happen. While Jim Bob was busy fighting political battles and dealing with Josh's mess, Josie was slipping through the cracks. This leak proves that the assist mom system failed. You can't outsource parenting forever and expect the results to stay the same. The $1 million question: how does a Duggar kid living in the big house get a smartphone with social media access? I have a few theories. Option A, an older sibling gave it to her. Maybe one of the married brothers or sisters who escaped slipped her a burner phone. I wouldn't put it past them. Option B, she has friends we don't know about. The Duggars have loosened up a tiny bit on who they hang out with. If she went to a friend's house, maybe she logged in there. But my favorite theory, she's just smarter than them. These kids grew up around technology crews. They know how cameras work. They know how audio works. Josie is Gen Z. You cannot keep Gen Z off the internet. It finds a way. If she managed to hide a device from Jim Bob's hawk eyes, she deserves a medal. It shows a level of street smarts that Duggars aren't supposed to have. Let's talk about the look. Because in the IBLP, your clothes are your testimony. If you look at the leaked photos, the first thing you notice is the makeup. It's not the fresh-faced look Michelle preaches. It's winged eyeliner, it's contour, it's trendy, and the clothes. We aren't seeing floor-length denim skirts. We are seeing Anne. Are those jeans? Is that a tank top for a normal kid? This is Tuesday. For a Duggar, this is a revolution. It reminds me so much of when Jinger first started wearing pants, but faster. Josie skipped the long skirts with sneakers phase and went straight to Instagram baddie. This transformation tells me she has been observing the outside world for a long time. You don't learn to do eyeliner like that without watching tutorials. She has been consuming pop culture, likely in secret, and now she is mimicking it. She's trying on a new identity, and frankly, she looks great. She looks like herself, not a mini Michelle. Now, I want you to picture the scene at the big house when this news broke. Jim Bob doesn't just get mad, he gets strategic. But with Josie, this is personal. Josie was the final trophy. She was the last chance to get it right. After Josh's scandal, after Jill sued, after Jinger moved to LA, Jim Bob poured all his hope into the youngest ones. He thought, if I just clamp down harder, if I just shelter them more, this batch will be perfect. So finding out that Josie, his masterpiece, his miracle, has a secret life, it's not just disobedience, it's a humiliation. It proves that his method is fundamentally broken. I can imagine the lectures. I can imagine the phone confiscation. But here's the thing about Jim Bob. He hates losing control more than anything. And you can't unsee the world once you've seen it. Josie has tasted freedom. He can scream, he can ground her, he can take away the internet, but he knows he has already lost the battle for her mind. That rage you see in the thumbnail, it's the rage of a man realizing his empire is crumbling from the inside out. And Michelle. My aunt operates on fear. She genuinely believes that the outside world is a shark tank waiting to devour her children. When she sees Josie in makeup, listening to secular music, she doesn't see a teenager having fun. She sees a soul in danger. She probably blames herself. That's the IBLP way. If the child strays, the mother wasn't diligent enough. She wasn't joyful enough. I bet there are tears. I bet there are prayer circles. But there is also a disconnect. Michelle talks to them in that soft baby voice, even now that they are almost adults. She treats Josie like a toddler. And I think that's why Josie rebelled. You can't, baby, talk a teenager who has TikTok. The leak shows that Josie has outgrown Michelle's version of reality. Michelle is crying over a little girl who doesn't exist anymore. Okay, this part is wild. Have you guys heard the wig theory? Some of the leaked photos show Josie with hair that looks different, shorter, or dyed. And then in the official family photos released by the Duggars, her hair looks perfectly long and curled again. Fans are speculating, was she wearing a wig to hide a haircut? Or was she wearing a wig in the secret photos to disguise herself? If Josie actually cut her hair and is hiding it from her parents with extensions or wigs, that is next level spy craft. In the IBLP, a woman's hair is her glory. Cutting it short is a huge act of defiance. If she's walking around the big house in extensions to keep Jim Bob happy while rocking a bob cut on her secret Instagram, that is the ultimate double life. It means she is literally putting on a costume to survive her family. It's heartbreaking, but also kind of genius. Uh, Everyone likes to compare the rebels. Is she the new Jinger? But I think Josie is different. Jinger's rebellion was intellectual. She read books, she met Jeremy, she changed her theology. It was a slow burn. Josie's rebellion feels visceral. It feels like a typical American teenager saying, I want to be cool. She isn't necessarily arguing theology. She just wants to wear the crop top and listen to the rap song. Jinger walked so Josie could run, but Josie isn't running to a husband. She's running to herself. Jinger waited until she was married to wear pants. Josie is doing it under her parents' roof. That is a level of boldness Jinger never had at that age. Josie is the Rebel 2.0, faster, louder, and way less afraid of the consequences. We have to talk about Laura Demasi. She's been the family tutor, Jana's best friend, and basically a fixture in the house for years. She spent a ton of time with the younger girls, including Josie. Laura is cooler. She's tech savvy. She's a graphic designer. She knows how the internet works. Is it possible that Laura, maybe unintentionally, showed Josie the ropes? I'm not saying Laura gave her the secret phone, but Laura was a window to the outside world. She wasn't a Duggar. She wore different clothes, listened to different things. Having someone like that in the house makes you realize, oh, you can be a Christian and still be normal. If the parents are looking for someone to blame, I wouldn't be surprised if they look at the tutor. But honestly, you can't blame Laura for Josie having eyes. Josie saw that life could be different and she decided she wanted a piece of it. Um, we can't talk about Josie without talking about the medical trauma. It's the elephant in the room. For years, her identity was the sick one. The seizures, the hospital visits, it was terrifying. I remember those days vividly. But here is where it gets complicated. In the Duggar world, if you are fragile, you are controlled even more. I think Jim Bob and Michelle used her health history as a reason to keep her on a tighter leash. Oh, Josie can't do that. She needs rest. Josie needs to stay close to mom. This leak flips that script upside down. In these photos, she doesn't look frail. She doesn't look like a patient. She looks vibrant. She looks strong. She's out at parties. She's dancing for Josie. Posting these photos might be her way of saying, I am not your broken doll anymore. It's a reclamation of her body. She is proving to her parents and the world that she is capable of living a full, high energy life, regardless of her medical chart. And that autonomy scares them because if she isn't sick, they have no excuse to keep her locked in the nursery. You have to realize Josie is Gen Z. The older girls, Jill, Jessa, they are millennials. They grew up when the internet was dial up and scary. Josie grew up in the age of the iPhone. The tactics Jim Bob used in 2005 do not work in 2026. You can put filters on the Wi-Fi, but you can't filter the world anymore. Josie has seen TikTok trends. She knows what gaslighting means. She knows what cult means because she can search it on a friend's phone in 5 seconds. The IBLP rules were designed for isolation, but you can't isolate a Gen Z kid unless you move to a bunker. Josie is fluent in a language her parents don't even speak. While Jim Bob is worried about defrauding, Josie is worried about her engagement ratios. The generational gap is massive. She isn't just breaking the rules, she is operating on an entirely different operating system that her parents can't even hack. Okay, let's play detective because there is no way she did this completely alone. Someone helped her. Someone either bought the phone, gave her the Wi-Fi password, or covered for her while she was taking those selfies. Who is the mole in the big house? Could it be James? He's been looking pretty rebellious lately. Could it be Jennifer? She's always looked over it in the background of episodes. Or is it a married sibling? Is Jill or Ginger sliding into her DM saying, here is how you hide your tracks? If there is an accomplice, it means the rebellion is organized. It means the kids are teaming up against the parents. And that is Jim Bob's worst nightmare, a union. If the siblings protect each other instead of ratting each other out, the whole snitch culture of the IBLP falls apart. Josie's secret account proves that the buddy system has turned into the cover up system. Let's look at the handbook. The IBLP teachings on the internet are strict. No social media until you are married. No private devices. All passwords must be shared with parents. And usually they install software like Covenant Eyes to track every single click. By having a secret TikTok or Instagram, Josie committed multiple sins in their eyes. Deception, hiding the account. Immodesty, posting photos without approved clothing. Idolatry, seeking attention from the world instead of God. Technically, under their rules, she is in big trouble. This is grounds for a correction or being sent away to a training camp's alert academy style. But she's 16 for 17 now. What can they really do? Take her phone. She'll find another one. The rules rely on the child wanting to obey. Josie clearly doesn't want to anymore. The funniest part about all of this, the internet is cheering. If you look at the comments on the leaked posts, it's not judgment. It's a victory lap. People are commenting, we escue and free Josie, and we see you, girl. TikTok loves a rebel. They love a story of someone breaking out of a strict environment. Josie has instantly become a Gen Z icon just for wearing heavy eyeliner and smirking at a camera. This support is dangerous for Jim Bob. Usually he tells the kids the world will hate you, only the family loves you. But Josie is seeing thousands of strangers validating her, telling her she's beautiful, telling her she's brave. That destroys the fear narrative. If the world loves her more when she breaks the rules, why would she ever follow them again? We talk about Josie because she's the baby, but we cannot ignore the lost girls. Jennifer and Jordan, they are right there in the middle of this mess. Jennifer is 18 now, and Jordan is 17. They are watching everything. If you look back at old footage, Jennifer always had this look in her eyes, like she was over it before she even started. And Jordan was the one crying on her birthday while the family ignored her to focus on Jesus. These girls have been neglected emotionally for years because the family was too big to function. If Josie is the spark, Jennifer and Jordan are the gasoline, I guarantee you they are in on the secret. If Josie has a secret phone, they are using it too. If Josie is listening to secular music, they are sharing the earbuds. The buddy system used to keep them in line, but now it's working against Jim Bob. The sisters are bonding over their shared trauma and their shared desire for freedom. When Josie goes rogue, she isn't going alone. She's taking the lost girls with her. I remember going to the big house for gatherings, and the vibe was always controlled chaos. But recently, it feels brittle. I remember seeing Josie a while back. She wasn't running around like a toddler anymore. She was sitting quietly observing. And when she looked at me, it wasn't with that blank, keep sweet stare. It was a knowing look. It was the look of a kid who has figured out the game. I've tried to be a safe space for them. I've told them, hey, you know, you don't have to be perfect, right? You can just be. And I think that message finally landed. Josie's secret life isn't shocking to me because I saw the cracks in the porcelain years ago. I saw a girl who was bored of performing for a camera and just wanted to be a human being. Let's talk business. Because for Uncle Jim Bob, family is business. The Duggar brand relies on wholesome, perfect, obedient Christian children. That is the product they sell to their donors and their remaining followers. Josie was the last marketable asset. She was the miracle. If she is publicly seen partying, wearing crop tops, or dating a non-IBLP boy, the brand takes a massive hit. It tells the conservative base, look, even the Duggars couldn't save their kids from the world. This leak isn't just a teenage rebellion. It's a financial disaster for the parents. If they can't control the narrative, they lose their influence. And without influence, the donations stop. Josie holding a smartphone in a bathroom selfie might have just cost Jim Bob his last shred of credibility in the fundamentalist world. So, what happens now? Josie is almost legal. She's close to 18. Does she go the Jana route and stay home until she's 30? Or does she pull a jinger and find a husband to get her out? Or does she do the unthinkable? Does she go to college? Real college, not the kitchen table college of life with this new rebellious streak. I don't see her settling for an arranged marriage to a boy in a polyester suit. I see her wanting more. I see her wanting to travel, to learn, to date. If I had to predict, Josie is going to be the first Duggar daughter to simply walk away. No big courtship announcement, no wedding special, just her a backpack and that secret phone, heading out the door to find out who she really is. What started this journey? Watching 19 kids and counting. We watched them line up in color-coded t-shirts. We watched them recite their lines. It looked perfect. It looked unbreakable. But here we are. The show is gone. The scandals are exposed. And now the baby, the very last one, is breaking the rules. Josie's leaked photos are the final nail in the coffin of the Duggar fantasy. They prove that you cannot control a human spirit forever. You can hide them, you can shelter them, you can ban the internet, but eventually they will find the light. I'm Amy King, and if there is one thing this family has taught me, it's that the truth always comes out. Josie Duggar is finally telling hers. And I, for one, am listening. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe because this story, it's only just beginning.